Okay guys, in this section 12-5 we're continuing to look at volume. This time we're looking at volume of pyramids and cones. So here is the formula for each one. For a pyramid, the volume is 1/3 BH, and for a cone it's 1/3 pi r squared h. Once again, the b is replaced with pi r squared because in a cone the base can only be a circle, and that's the formula for area of a circle. What do these things stand for? The same things they typically do. B is area of the base, h is the height, and r is the radius. All right. And the first one that we come to is a pyramid. We're asked to find the volume of it. So start by writing the formula as we typically would. 1/3 BH. So now we can go through and begin to fill out the formula. Remember, B stands for area of the base. Well, what's the shape of the base? 8 by 8 makes it a square. How do I find area of a square? Length times width. So 8 times 8 is 64. Now remember, h is the height of the pyramid, also given to us as 10. Now remember, in the surface area we needed the slant height of the pyramid, but with volume you need the real height of the pyramid. So make sure that you're not using slant height. Alright, so let's see. From here it's just a matter of plugging in and seeing if we can come up with the right answer here. Go to the calculator, and we'll need to go multiplying by 1/3 is the same thing as dividing by 3, so I'll just go 64 times 10 divided by 3, and it's 213.33. Alright. And remember, this is cubic units. Units are not specified, but whatever units it would be that cubic unit. Okay, here's another example of a pyramid that we can look at. The formula is the same, 1/3 BH, and so we can go 1/3. Again, B is area of the base. The base is a rectangle this time. 10 times 6 is 60. 60 is the area of the base, times the height. Now, we've got to be careful on this one because the height that's given to us is the slant height, and we need the real height, right? But notice, just like we did when we were doing surface area, if I connect at the base the real height to the slant height, that creates a right triangle inside the pyramid. And if all the way across here is 5, then halfway across, or excuse me, all the way across here, this length is 10, halfway would be 5. And so I can use Pythagorean theorem to get the real height. So that would be x squared plus 5 squared equals to 18 squared. 18 has to be the hypotenuse. And so once again, move the 5 squared to the other side and take the square root of both sides. I'll be looking for the square root of 18 squared. When it goes across the equal, it will change from plus to minus, minus 5 squared. So 17.29. That would be your height. And that's what we'll plug back into h, 17.29. All right, so with these problems, you may occasionally have some time where you have to go off to the side and use Pythagorean theorem to find the correct height. All right. To finish it, it's just a matter of going 1/3 times 60 times 17.29. So 345.8. That's your correct answer. And once again, we're in cubic units. All right, a couple more we need to look at here. Let's try a cone, and remember the formula for cone is going to be V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. It's the same formula except we just changed the b to pi r squared because, like we said before, the base of a cone is always going to be a circle. It never changes. All right? Let's see what we can plug in here. 1/3 pi times radius, 15. Height of the cone, 20. And we're already ready for the calculator. So 1/3 pi times 15 squared times 20. And so we get our answer 4712.39. 4712.39. 4712.39. There we go. Let's see here. Let's try another cone. Again, write the formula. 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 pi times. All right, if the diameter is 10, the radius is 5. Don't let that trick you. And here we've got the slant height as 15. I need the real height. Once again, slant height, real height, and the radius, which is 5, create a right triangle. So Pythagorean theorem, x squared plus 5 squared equals to 15 squared. 15 is always the hypotenuse. Bring the 5 squared over, change it to minus. So what do I need to find? I will need to find the square root of 15 squared minus 5 squared. 14.14, there's your height. So that'll go back in here, 14.14. And we're ready to finish. So we'll go 1/3 pi times 5 squared times 14.14 and 370.18. There's your answer. All right, so pretty straightforward. In a lot of cases, you'll have everything that you need. You may occasionally have to go off to the side and use a Pythagorean theorem every now and then. Okay, but all in all, not quite as involved as surface area of prisms. All right, because sometimes you had to go off to the side and calculate two different things. That won't be the case here with volume. Now, there are two formulas we want to look at, and we throw them in here at the very end instead of giving them their own section because it's very simple. This is for surface area and volume of a sphere. Surface area and volume of a sphere. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r to the third power. All right? And the reason why we can just throw that at the end of this section is because all you need is the radius, and then you plug into a calculator and you're done. All right? So no need to take a whole section just to do spheres, since they are fairly simple. So to find the surface area of this sphere, it would be 4 pi. Radius is going to be given to you, times 10 squared. So the surface area is going to be 4 pi times 10 squared. Oops, 8 times there, hit the wrong button. 256.64. 12, not 2, 1256.64. So that's the surface area in square units, and the volume is just as simple, 4/3 pi times 10 to the third power. Now do notice that that's third power and not squared. You're so used to writing squared all the time. Don't make that mistake. All right? Make sure you recognize that is third power, by the way. All right, so 4/3 pi times 10. We have to raise that up to the third power. And once again, that's what I like about Desmos. This a to the b power right next to the squared button allows you to raise it up to whatever power you want. Okay, so 4188.79 is what we got. 4188.79. There you go.